This is a phenomenal bike ride, and I can tell you he's so casual. This is his first time he's ever biked the full 112 miles here in Hawaii. He's never been up to the turn in Harvey. He's certainly been up there today. Doesn't he look...
And A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. And breakfast with Bob.
And Pancho Man, everybody, welcome again to Breakfast with Bob, St. George edition. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spa, Zion's Bank, Quintana Roo, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Clash Endurance, Premium Plus Sports, and of course, our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Lauren Parker, who is setting out to do, that's right, her first Ironman since 2016.
Yeah, and I chose the Ironman on the toughest course that I could have chosen. So I'm a bit crazy.
Yes, you are.
But I'm looking forward to it.
So when you first got into triathlon, was it right away that you realized, okay, I'm not really interested in this whole Olympic thing. I want to go long?
Yeah, I spent a few years doing the Olympic distance ITU racing, but I was always getting injured. So then I moved into the longer course, and I just, I did my first 70.3 and my first Ironman when I was about 24, and I just fell in love with the endurance side of that sort of racing, and I just loved it right from the start. So
what was it about the longer distance that suited you?
I loved the challenge, and I just loved pushing myself for that in those long hours and endurance. And I did my first full Ironman and at Ironman Australia, and I won my age group, getting me the ticket to Kona. So
and that was 15.
That was 2014.
And then you did it again in 15.
Yeah.
And you came back in 15 and got second on the podium. Yeah. And then that led to going pro.
Yeah.
And now, what races did you do pro in 2016?
So I did Ironman Zurich.
Okay.
And then, my focus was on Ironman Australia in 2017. I had a long prep for that. I made sure I wasn't injured. It was my first, preparation for a race that I wasn't injured.
Right.
So I was feeling really good leading up to the race and feeling really strong and confident. And then, my accident happened.
April 17th, so we're not that's 5 years.
Yeah.
And 2017, and go into a guardrail, or tires flat, go into a guardrail, paralyzed from the waist down. And growing up, did you met many people who were wheelchair bound?
No, I didn't meet anyone until my accident. I had no idea about what people go through that have had accidents like me, or live in a wheelchair.
Right
Until I had my accident, it definitely opened my eyes to what some people have to live with, and it changed my life in a split second. I believed that it ruined my life. I thought that I had nothing else to live for. I felt like I couldn't get back into sport, which was my life. And I spent 3 months in hospital and 3 months in rehab. And then I found out that I was able to get back into the sport that I once loved.
There's a thing called paratriathlon.
Yeah.
There's a thing called the Paralympics.
Yeah.
So knowing that and finding out did that give you renewed hope that, okay, maybe my life is not over, that maybe there is hope for something something good that can come out of this?
It definitely gave me hope and gave me a reason to set more goals in the sport. And I just wanted to get back into training and get fit and get back into racing, which is what I've always loved to do. It definitely gave me those dreams. And, every day was hard. I still thought my life was over, and every day was a struggle to get through, knowing that I would never walk again, that I'd have to live the rest of my life in a wheelchair, plus live with the intense nerve pain to 90% of my body, but still try and get out there every day, wake up and train and push myself to be better in my sport.
So, like you said, you had not met many people wheelchair bound. You come to San Diego in that October, and just a few months after your injury. And one of the things you said to me once that resonated was all these people with smiles on their face who are paralyzed and missing body parts, and are, one little girl who missing her body barely from the waist down, with a big smile on her face with all her friends chasing after her.
Yeah.
And that had an impact on you.
It definitely did. It changed my life being at the Cif event, watching so many people, kids, adults that have had accidents, far worse than I've been through, and just watching them participate in a triathlon with smiles on their faces, that gave me hope and gave me the inspiration to get back into triathlon again. And I thought that if these people can do it, then I can do it. If they can be happy, then I can be happy.
And obviously you could do it, because within a year of your accident, you were at the Commonwealth Games and you take a bronze medal at the Commonwealth Games in 2018.
Yeah.
The fact that your journey, that all that happened so quickly, sometimes, hey, I'm training, I'm riding, I'm running, it keeps you from sort of it keeps you from understanding that life is still going to be really tough, because you've got to focus again. You're an athlete. You've always been an athlete, so you're focusing on that next competition, that next workout.
Yeah.
But during those times when you're not working out, those are the hard parts, right?
Definitely, and people don't see those times.
No.
In between training, they see me succeeding in my sport, and it's hard, and to live with pain 24/7 is the hardest part. I'd rather get rid of the nerve pain than to ever walk again. But yeah, training and my sport has, I believe, saved my life after my accident. If I couldn't get back into sport, I don't know where I'd be right now.
So you come off of getting a bronze medal, and the following year, 19, you win the world championship, and you beat Kendall Gretsch.
Yep.
Right, who gets a silver medal.
Yeah.
And then she repays the favor at the Paralympics and wins by less than a second at Tokyo. But it's one of those races that bonds you guys together, and a race that was showcased everywhere because of the close finish. So it's one of those things that's good news and bad news. Good news, I got a silver medal. Bad news, I got a silver medal.
Yeah.
How do you look at it now?
I was there to get the gold medal, full stop. And
yes.
I believed when I was sitting on that start line that I was ready.
Yes.
I was ready to get it, and I had the best preparation. I was just feeling really confident, and then I fell short by less than a second, and it was definitely devastating and disappointing, probably the most disappointing moment of my life, I believe. And a lot of people don't understand that, because I did get a Paralympic Games silver medal,
right.
But I was there for the gold. And
right.
if you as an elite athlete, if you're not there to win the race, then I don't know why you're there. So I fell short, but not many people have a Paralympic medal, and I can only look back on that and know what I'd been through over the last 5 years to be there. And Kendall's an amazing athlete, but she won't have it for long, and I'll be getting that gold medal in Paris.
And then since your roots are Ironman and Ironman 7, the Ironman brand and those distances are really what makes you whole, right? So you came here for 70.3 last year for World Championships, and you burned your third-degree burns to your feet leading in, and the medical team here just took amazing care of you. The two nurses who drove to the start with you, bandaged your feet, because the thought was, you got third-degree. You shouldn't be jumping into water and doing an event that's going to take a big chunk of the day.
Yeah.
Was there a point when the burn first happened you thought, well, there's no way I can race?
No, I always believed that I was going to race. The doctors were saying, I shouldn't be racing, and all the nurses were helping me, encouraging me to make it possible to get there. And I had amazing support. I was told that I would lose all my toes
right.
a week before the race. And I said, well, let's just make it possible. What can we do to get me on that start line? And the two nurses in particular, came to the race to rebandage my feet after the swim and in transitions, and I had amazing support, and if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't have been possible. And they also came to Cozumel 70.3 the week after. So yeah, amazing support here in St. George from the medical team, and really great friends with them still.
Well, and the other side of that is you know, the bandage your feet is one thing. You still had to do all the climbing, and we're talking wind and hail, and everything, right? And I remember seeing you transitioning to the run, and it was freaking pouring when you guys were out there. Were there and when you're in a racing chair and you're trying to push the push rim, and there's water is the nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Water is the worst thing because you can't get any grip. How hard was that race?
It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Yeah.
I couldn't even push on the push rims. I had to hold the tires to get up the hills, and just, you know, we had 4 seasons in one day. It started off blue skies and sunny, and all of a sudden I'm riding into lightning, hail, and pouring rain up Snow Canyon, and it was the toughest thing. And I thought I wasn't going to finish after that first lap of the run. It was just brutal.
And then you did finish.
Yeah, I did.
That was the coolest thing, being there to finish for that. So then you decide you're going to do double.
I know, I'm a bit crazy, and this is such a brutal course, but it's a big challenge and a big goal that I want to accomplish.
So what people don't see, they see the chair, but they don't see the pain that you're dealing with. I mean, obviously you've learned how to deal with the chair, but the pain stuff, because people don't understand that, yes, it's every minute of every day while you're sitting, while you're trying to sleep. I mean, can you sleep through the night?
No, I struggle to sleep every single night. Some nights I'm screaming in pain from the nerve pain. It feels like I'm being stabbed with needles everywhere to 90% of my body, or like I'm on fire. So when I'm on the start line of a race, I'm already in pain. And, you know, through the whole race, I've got this intense nerve pain on top of the other pain that I'm putting myself through. It's just so intense, and it's a mental game, and I have to use my mind to get through it.
Well, you're obviously incredibly strong between the years. So this race will, like we said, this is the first Ironman since 2016. What will it mean to you to finish this?
It would be such a special moment to finish this on this course and at the Ironman World Championships. Crossing that finish line, I can't explain what it'll feel like.
It's right behind us, by the way.
It'll be a special moment. I've always wanted to get back here to Ironman ever since I had my accident, or when I thought that it was possible to get back into the sport. And Ironman is where my heart is.
Right.
So
love it. And I'd be remiss if I didn't share your tattoo and what it means to you and to really a lot of our viewers as well. We'll talk a little bit about that.
I have Kia Kaha on my arm, and it means forever strong. A good friend of mine gave me those words the day after my accident, and they really resonated with me, and I thought I'd get a tattoo just as a reminder when I'm going through those hard days, or, you know, through the pain, just a reminder to stay strong always. And I've had 5 spinal cord surgeries and 2 other surgeries, 2 wrist surgeries. So I got another tattoo on my other arm that says, "Still I rise." And that's also a reminder, you know, to always rise above the circumstance or the adversity, and to always push through it. There's always a way through.
Love it. Lauren, thank you as always. And hopefully, if you're a doctor out there and can figure out nerve pain, help this amazing young woman out. Poncho Man, take us out.
A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. And breakfast with Bob and Lauren.
Thank you, Poncho Man. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you in just a little bit. Thanks.